How's it going, everybody? This is the Nitty Gritty. My name is Chad. With me, as usual, is Leonard. This is a show about pro wrestling, and this is another one of our stupid questions videos. And basically, before we get started here, stupid questions is we ask the other person a question that they do not know what's coming. They answer off the top of their head, whatever they can come up with. It could be a serious question. It could be something really ridiculous and stupid. We like to have fun here. But in any event, Leonard, are you ready?
Yeah, so before my question, I have a preamble, a YouTube exclusive, I guess, since the people listening to on the podcast can't see this. But as I've mentioned before, I'm a member of the Southern Wrestling Autographs Facebook page. And I buy some stuff outright, but some of the dealers do like these blind envelope things. You pay a certain price and you win something, but you don't know what you're going to win. So I've had several that came in recently that I'm going to share with you. Lower end of the spectrum, and we're going to go up from there. So I've got a Khosrow Davari.
Oh my!
Backed with a Conan.
Conan, isn't Davari an agent for a company now?
I'm not sure where he's at. That would not surprise me if he was working as an agent. It was very agent-y in that picture.
Yeah.
I've got one I know you're gonna like, brother. Tony Storm.
Oh, I like that one. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great one with the picture of
the NXT UK belt there.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes. Yeah. This was like a grand prize of one of the ones I was in that I got. It's a signed and certified Edge.
Nice.
With the certificate of authenticity there. And then this is one that this was a holy grail for me, and it was the main reason I got into this one. It's a Bobby Heenan.
Doesn't get better than that.
WCW promo of Heenan.
That's awesome.
And I just won last night. It's on its way as a Bob Caudle.
There you go.
I'm one of the few people on earth that would probably be excited about getting a Bob Caudle, but I am.
I hope his pose is like absolutely ridiculous and cheesy. But we know it's
it's just him kind of a standard. I think it's him checking his notes like before kind of looking down, checking his notes before a showcase. So anyway, those are some recent autographs I got, and I'll share those from time to time as I get some.
Absolutely.
But my question.
All right.
Most wrestlers have nicknames. Things like Nature Boy Ric Flair, the Immortal Hulk Hogan. What do you think are some of the best nicknames ever in pro wrestling, or what are some of your favorites?
Well, that's an interesting question, actually. In terms of the fact that I grew up a Hogan fan, I actually don't know that the immortal part of Hulk Hogan, I don't know if that would even crack my top 10, if I'm being honest. Like, I thought Hulk Hogan was just kind of fine on his own. Eventually they did tack that on. But the one of them that always comes up is the Heartbreak Kid. It just seemed to fit him. Like, even when he was newly separated from the Rockers and a heel, it was a persona that fit him and just, stuck with him. And it says a lot about your nickname when it's then abbreviated to HBK. And
and everybody knows what you mean.
Exactly. So that one is certainly at the top of the list. Just thinking, some of them, not that they were bad, maybe they were just kind of like givens, the Dead Man, was just kind of like a given. Not that was I don't know if that was an official nickname, but
yeah, well, I think so. Because I looked at some lists after I kind of came up with the question, and Undertaker and Chris Jericho have it seems like the most nicknames of everybody.
True, yeah, because he every time he reinvents himself, he gets a new nickname. Chris Jericho, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Nature Boy Ric Flair is certainly a good one. I guess more old timers would think of Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, but
yeah. And there's a few that a lot, and the one I found that the most people probably had was Cowboy.
Oh yeah. The Enforcer
and All Americans seem to pop up a lot too.
Yeah. I like the Enforcer.
Yeah.
Arn Anderson. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Well, I'll give you, because it's my question. I had time to think.
Right.
But, we've talked before in the show how I'm a huge Ronnie Garvin mark. The man with the hands of stone is, I think, a great nickname.
Yeah.
I like some that are really unique and kind of specific. For example, the Beast Incarnate for Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
I think is very unique. The Charismatic Enigma for Jeff Hardy, I think, is very unique. The Man Who Gravity Forgot for Neville, back when he was Adrian Neville. He's now Pac. Yeah. One that I liked that will probably surprise you, because you probably didn't know I knew this guy existed, was the Stone Pit Bull, Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a great nickname. And the guy looks like a Stone Pit Bull.
He does.
So
yes.
That's a great nickname. And I like some funny ones, like Above Average Mike Sanders. Like when that guy debuted, I love that nickname, because everyone's nicknames like how you're great and wonderful and fantastic and etc. He's just above average.
Above average Mike Sanders.
That's great. Do It To It Steve Cox is another one I love. Steve Cox was a jobber from the early 90s, but Do It To It Steve Cox. I always love that one.
Matt Hardy version 1, or Broken Matt Hardy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He has
the Walking Condominium for King Kong Bundy, which I forgot about until I found on the list, which I like.
Well, you know what? As we're talking here, this isn't really a nickname as much as it is a label. But one that I think is synonymous, especially with wrestling fans, is the eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah, Andre the Giant.
Because obviously, being that there's only 7, I think, and they eventually called China the 9th wonder of the world.
Yes. And I've had people ask me. I remember at some point, I think it was back in college, where I think I was watching wrestling and with people, and a girl asked me, "Why is she the 9th wonder? There's only 7." It's like Andre the Giant was the 8th. And she goes, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, like you almost got to feel bad for China in that regard, because it's like they wanted to give her a label, but it's like, well, you can't erase Andre. Like nobody's gonna do that. Anyway,
I wonder if they're gonna eventually have the 10th wonder of the world.
They have to. They got to come with 10.
Keep going. And I'll give you 2 more that I found. The wrestler who made Milwaukee famous, who was the Crusher from the AWA.
Okay.
But it's funny. And I have no idea who this guy is, but I love his nickname. The guy's name is Rod Steele, and his nickname is the Miami Pound Machine.
Okay. Are you sure you weren't looking on a pornographic list?
That's what I thought. I was like, is this like a porno actor leaked over onto the wrestling side? But I'm gonna get business cards done up the Miami Pound Machine on them. So
you think about ones that are so natural with the person that you almost don't even think of them as nicknames. And like one that I thought of just now, like Macho Man, for example.
Yeah.
You don't even think about that as a nickname, because when everybody mentions Macho Man, you just immediately think of the guy. It's Randy Savage, excuse me, as he is in our universe, Randall Poffo.
Yes. And too, like Jake the Snake Roberts is another one.
Right. Yeah.
Like very rarely do you really call him just Jake Roberts. It's always Jake the Snake Roberts, at least on first reference.
In the 80s, WWF was really good at those single name nicknames. Like Ravishing Rick Rude. Even you mentioned the Man with the Hands of Stones, Rugged Ronnie Garvin, which isn't fancy, but it didn't have to be with him.
Yeah, and it still gets over the type of personality he was. And again, it was alliterative, Rugged Ronnie. Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Right. Yeah.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Yeah.
Greg the Hitman Hart. I mean, we could probably go half the night naming those types of nicknames that they had. Yeah, WWF in the 80s was really great, I think, about this coming up with very distinct nicknames. Well, even the guy just shown here, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
That's a simple
and one. The Weasel, great nicknames for him as well. Rated R Superstar.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Cosworth Davardi has a nickname.
No, he didn't have anything. The Black Heart. Owen Hart.
Yeah. Or didn't he have another one? It was like it was a play on Heart too. I don't remember.
Nugget.
But the Black Heart I always thought was really good. Yeah.
All right. Well, let us know which ones we forgot to mention.
Because I'm sure we forgot a ton. Someone's going to put a few in the comments. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, why didn't we think of that one? That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose if we were doing a separate episodes, we could list nicknames we hated, but or one, like for example, the Viper. I just I don't care for that one. Randy Orton is fine on his own. RKO. His middle name is his, like Randall Kenneth. I think Kenneth is his middle name. But yeah, some of them are cheesy these days. I blame Michael Cole. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's necessarily the ones coming up with them, but he certainly doesn't get them over the way that, say, Jim Ross used to, or even Tony Schiavone, or those guys.
Jim Ross was like just so like what was it with RVD, Educated Feet, which he would describe RVD like.
Yes.
Jim Ross was such a natural at stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give you one bad one before we leave, of course. Red Rooster.
Yeah.
And on his podcast, Bruce Pritchard defends the Red Rooster nickname.
To the end.
Every time when it comes up.
And it's like, okay, he wasn't committed to it. We all agree that, he was not very committed to that character. But do you blame him? Like, for God's sakes, like.
Yeah, even if the idea is, well, he's a smaller, cocky guy, like a bantam rooster that would, prance around the barnyard. Do you still think that calling someone the Red Rooster's a good name? Right. Do you still think that's a good gimmick? Do you think taking a guy and giving him like a spiked fake red mohawk is going to get him over? I think it's just that everyone around there didn't like Terry Taylor, and it's just a continued rib that Bruce Pritchard is going to take to his grave.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're a big Terry Taylor fan, let us know. So
Tailor-Made Man was a way better nickname.
Absolutely. That one was very good. We're big fans of the York Foundation here.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other episodes, Segment Surgery, Random Match Reviews, our full-length episodes, wherever podcasts are. For Leonard, my name is Chad, and we will see you next time.